And so basically what I was saying is that whether if you were a child and you experienced that church hurt, or whether if you were an adult and you experienced it, right, in the church, it all boils down to the fact that you didn't necessarily have a relationship with Jesus Christ, a personal relationship, right? And this is not to condemn anybody, because we all once were there. We went to church. We followed what the pastor said. We followed what our parents said, right? And half of them don't know the way, the truth, and the life, meaning Jesus. Half of them don't even know Jesus, but they preach it. They speak it, right? They pretend, right? They put on their nice clothes every Sunday and go to church, or on Easter, and they don't know God. And so, like I said, whether if you were a child or you were an adult and you grew up in the church, the evidence that you have is from the people who were around you, your family members, about what Jesus is like. And these people were flawed. They weren't going after God's own heart with their whole heart, right? They weren't following Jesus Christ to the T. They were, like I said, preaching the word, but not living the word. And so this is what you saw. And it made you feel like, okay, well, forget about this Christianity stuff. But the reason why you could say forget about it, and again, this is not to condemn you, right? It's not your fault what you saw growing up. At the same time, you still will have to stand before God and give an account. And so now that you are an adult, if you are now, you have to be aware that you didn't necessarily have a relationship with him either. Like I said, if you were growing up in the church, you were a child, and now you're an adult, whatever the situation is, you didn't have a relationship with him either. Your relationship was based off of going to church and what the pastor said and what your parents taught you, right? You didn't have a personal relationship with him. And so again, I'm not saying that any of this is anyone's fault, but God is saying today, do not judge him based off of the flawed people that you were around. Because the true worshiper worships in spirit and truth. It's not about every Sunday going to church and looking like a Christian. It's about the heart posture. Are you holy in your heart? Are you righteous? Are you seeking after the righteousness of God? And so I urge you today,